Jungle Beats Radio, Season 1, Episode 2. We're going to keep doing this for as long as we can, just spreading the good music and good vibes and amazing, unique, prolific artists. So, we've had a good, I was about to say good AM, Mac Miller's The Divine Femininity. Is that how you say it?
Divine Feminine, I think it is.
I thought it was femininity.
Feminine.
Have you got that listed up? Are you going to play that joint?
Yeah, I got the Kendrick joint listed up.
Okay.
I don't know, I think it's pretty dope. Kendrick does the thing. What I like about this track though is Mac Miller doesn't give Kendrick a verse. He just strictly puts Kendrick on the hook, and it works because I feel like that if Kendrick was on this beat, if you listen to this beat and you picture Kendrick going in, Kendrick would just steal the show because Mac Miller's still in his singing sort of shit, whereas Kendrick can definitely hit those notes better and has much more versatility.
Let's do it right now.
Do it right now?
We're not confined to being live. What was your interpretations of the Divine Feminine, Mac Miller's 4th album?
I thought it worked well with who he is right now because he's always been about like the pussy punchlines and about he's always been about fucking. So for him to be in love now and talk about that, like with Dang, it's revealed that it was actually a track that Anderson .Paak hit to him about. He was like, "Look, I want to do this track with you," because they would always talk about doing a track together. And Paak, the track originally Mac wanted to be about was about more like a fun fucking track, but Paak took a different approach. Was going to be about this is about people that I've lost and about the feeling of that. And so Mac took that approach with his. And then they made that song together, so it actually ended up being quite a deep track.
And that's probably why. Well, that's probably why it's one of the best songs on the album.
I think it's the best
as
song.
well. And I noticed a lot of the features. I like the features. They outshine Mac Miller, in my opinion.
Ariana Grande can just sing so much better.
Right.
And,
well,
Kendrick will be Kendrick.
Always.
And the other one I can't remember, but they went in.
The production, though, that's what stood out to me. I'm like listening to the album, and I wasn't really feeling it first listen. But you know, I can appreciate the production. I definitely appreciate the production. It's very jazzy, neo soul.
He's never been on that before.
Right. So I'm like, to have Mac Miller's vocals laid over this kind of a jazzy, smooth instrumentation production is very different to me. But like the Needle Drop, like Fantana, I was bored with the album. I was just kind of like,
I think that what he said was good as well. It's like, unless you're a hardcore fan, you're probably not going to get into it. Because I'm a massive Mac fan.
Yeah, that's right. He's one of your favorite artists.
I love seeing the growth. I love seeing just his difference in the way he uses his words. Like, he wasn't as creative on this album. He was more creative. He just basically used his voice to go with the beats and the changes and to let that carry it instead of him. Because he's always about what he's talking about.
Like, he's never really sung or really talked about heavily on love and seduction and all these topics of romance.
And he's head over heels
in his sexual way.
He's never been like that as long as he's been doing music. So
he's made some fucking different shit right now.
Which is why I love him as an artist so much. I do think that this is definitely probably one of his weaker albums, but it's still just so different. I think he's really enjoyed the change and the difference in that. And I think the next album, I believe it will probably be 2 years from now. But I think it's going to be completely different again. And I reckon it's going to shit on everything else. But maybe not watching movies. Watching movies, I don't think you're going to have to.
Finding people respected him and I respected him. I loved it.
Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. What track was that called? That drum was called...
That was Sexy Nasty...
God is Fair, Sexy...
God is Sexy,
and of course it's got Sexy Nasty and then it's got Kendrick Lamar in it.
Yeah,
I just feel like that's very suiting. And I remember what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that I feel like the 10 minutes later, the 10 tracks is cohesive. It's got a smooth sound the whole way through. It doesn't diverge. Hey?
Because it didn't need to be
100.
sure. I reckon that's a why reason that a lot of people will like this album, even if they're not sure about it, for the fact that it is that short.
Right.
Because short albums do work really well.
Mm-hmm. Succinct.
And I was going to say, Kendrick only jumped on this track. So Mac Miller was in the studio and Kendrick was just around, and Mac's like, yo, come to my studio, because apparently Mac's studio is just amazing. Like, a lot of artists will use his studio.
Really?
Because it's just, he's just built it so beautifully, and the sound's just crisp. And so Kendrick came over there and he was doing a few drops. Like, this is Kendrick Lamar, like just doing
a few blah blah skirt.
Yeah, doing a few drops and stuff. And then so he was chilling there, Mac was doing his thing, Kendrick was doing his thing, so they were just sort of, hanging out, doing their own. And then Kendrick was leaving, and then Mac's like, yo, he's gonna love this beat. He's like got one of the producers, he's like, play this. And Kendrick was like about to leave, and then Mac just put the beat on and just sat there. And then Kendrick's like about to exit the door, he just sort of turns around and just sort of stares, and then you just see him start to like move his lips a little bit and heat up, and then like he just walks into the studio and it's like, let's do this.
Wow.
How cool is that?
He just takes the inspiration just from the beat.
Because Mac just knew that was his beat. If you go back and listen to that song again, God is Sexy Nasty, like it starts off with that whole like jazz appeal. It's very Spin Butterfly. Then that beat comes in, and that beat that comes in is very Good Kid, Mad City like. So just the way that just the way that it like transitions into that beat, I can just see Kendrick just being like, "Whoa, I have to spit on this," and he just did a hook. I reckon that he would have wanted to do a verse, but I think that Mac Miller knew that if he did a verse, he'd steal the show, and Kendrick would be like, "All right, I'm the god."
Because Kendrick's been stealing the show a lot.
Yeah,
lately.
so I think it's really awesome how that track ended up turning out. I do think that the fact that he didn't have too many features outside of the 3 or 4 on there worked well too. Like I reckon that if he had features on all these tracks, then it definitely wouldn't be his album, because he does make it his album.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
His sound is very prominent throughout the album, as boring it is to me.
So yes, if you're a Mac Miller fan, I think that you will dig this, unless you fell off around the Blue Side Park era. But if you're not really into his music and want to try and check him out, I wouldn't recommend it.
Now, see, it's a very different sound, so I'd still say check it out.
Yeah, still check it out.
Because it's different, and you might like some of the smoother production and instrumentation.
I think that Dang was also the perfect track to get people to get sucked in, because it sucked me in straight away. I mean, I would listen to it anyway, but Dang's still like track of the year for me. So, as in chill track of the year.